ninjas? So today we're going to do something a little bit different. I want to talk about a little project that I've been working on for the past like 3 or 4 weeks. So I had come off of an injury. I'd actually had this weird freak accident where I stepped through a plate glass window and got a bunch of glass in my feet and put me out for like 3 or 4 weeks. And then when I came back from that injury, I'm an all or nothing kind of guy, and I wanted to come back really strong and real powerful. So I had this idea that I was going to start every match on my back with my partner side control, regardless of what level they were, whether it was a white belt or a black belt or whoever I was working with. I started them in side control to the point where, like, even if we got into a scramble, I would put them right back in side control. The best part about it is I learned a lot of, I think, really invaluable lessons about being on the bottom and being stuck on the bottom, and learning how to take what was traditionally like a really bad position and then try to make it where it's a little bit better and be able to isolate my partner so that I can, number one, prevent being submitted, and then number two, even catch my partner in a submission. So my whole mindset now is that there's no bad position. It's only a bad position if you get submitted. Okay, so let's take a look at what I'm talking about. So here I am. This is how I started all my matches. Let my partner get to side control here. So the things that I don't want to happen here is I don't want his hands getting connected here. So I want to keep my elbow on this side here, my left elbow, as far to the floor as possible here. If I let my elbow come up, he connects. This is very difficult to get out of, okay? So if I'm here, I want to keep this elbow in tight, and I'm going to drive my knee into his arm. So when I'm here and he's trying to underhook my arm, I use this knee here to stop that from happening, because I don't want that. The other thing is, on this side, I'm going to contain his hip right here. I'm going to use my hand and keep it curved on his hip as my knee drives into my hand. Because number one, I don't want him to go to the mount. So if he's trying to go to the mount, I lift my hips up. I keep him nice and tight to my body. If he tries to move to north-south, I keep my hand on that hip here. So I force his body into this pocket here. Okay, so I got Chris contained in this pocket here. Okay, I got my right arm on this side. I'm driving my knee to my hip, and I'm keeping these elbows, his hands, from connecting over here. Now the next tip is I want to really control this arm here. So I'm going to start pushing this arm down, and I'm going to loop it right here. Once I loop it, if I can get a grip, I use the grips. For my no-gi guys out there, I can control the wrist by hooking it right here, just like that. But the sleeve is nice because it offers you a little bit more flexibility, and you can move this arm around. Now once I get this leg inside, I'm going to shrimp towards Chris. I lift it up. If you don't lift it, you're not going to make your other hook. So I lift and I slide my foot inside. Now I'm in position here. Okay, I'm controlling on this side here. I got the arms controlled. He can't move to the mount. This is going to force Chris to start lifting up. Go ahead, lift up. And that's going to start setting up my submissions. If he doesn't lift up, I can do it on my own here. I bring my left leg over his head. I pull the sleeve. I lock my leg on top. Now here's the key. Stomp to the floor. That makes it tight. Now, to stop him from lifting me up, I like to grab the body right here. So I control his lower half of his torso as they stomp. And that's a pretty tight submission. So here we are. He's got side control. I'm containing the hip over here. I'm blocking with my knee, and I'm blocking the shoulder. I don't want him to grab his hands. If he does grab his hands here, go ahead. As long as my hand's inside here, I'm still in good shape. Because look, I can loop it. I'll keep your hands together. I can loop it and use my knee here to force that arm open. And then right to my sleeve control. Then I hip out. I lift, remember, I lift it up to get that leg inside here. Now, if he starts really lifting his body up, I go around his head. I'm still blocking his hip over here. If he moves to this direction over here, go move. I block it, and look, I'm in. Now, when I hit my triangles, I like to go under the body here and then lock my fingers together. And then I stomp. That deep angle is just brutal. So here we are. Chris has got side. Now, my concerns here are going to be him attacking this arm over here, possibly with like Americana. He's just going after my wrist. I keep my knees inside here, driving in his body. Go back real quick. The other concern over here is going to be the paper cutter choke. So he gets his hand inside my collar here. He starts driving this down. Now, if he connects the other hand and gets underneath, I'm in trouble. So when I was here and I was grappling and guys would bring this arm around, go ahead, bring it around here. As long as I can control this guy over here, I'm still in good shape. Big guys, on the other hand, if they were like real big guys, if they put their weight on top of it, then that became an issue for me. But as long as they were normal sized guys putting weight down here, see how I'm controlling the hip over here too? Because he's going to be moving in this direction towards my head to put that weight down. But I'm going to block his hip as he tries to put his weight down. And I can frame here, which is also going to stop some of that pressure as well. Okay, so here we are. I'm controlling this arm here. I got him nice and tight to my body. Boom, boom, boom. He's trying to connect those arms. I'm going to keep my elbow on the inside. If he makes a connection, look, I just push it open. I get my knee inside, then I push, and I break it open. As it breaks open, I get control of that sleeve now. And then right away, I get it in my hook. If I want to catch the triangle, look, right over the head, I pull, hook, connect my arms, stomp, boom. Again, over here, now look, one more time. So he's trying to connect those hands, or maybe he even does. Break it open, grab that wrist, lift. Here, now I'm set up, I'm good. If he lifts his body up, I block this hip, look. Boom, right there, consume all that space, lock my triangle. I don't even worry about this arm, I don't care about that arm. I dive under here. If I can connect my hands, good, but if I can't, I pull against his lat. If I can connect them, look, even better. Really tight. All right, guys, so now I want to talk about once they get contained in this pocket here, and he starts trying to progress to north-south. And I know that's going to happen because he can't mount, try to mount. He's not going to mount. I'm not going to let that happen here, okay? So now this arm over here starts to pass across. When that happens, I know he's going next to north-south. So I block him over here first, and I fight that arm a little bit, okay? The more I make him fight, the more he wants to fight. Come on, go again. And then he goes again. Now look, this time I let it go by, and I catch it right there in my shin. For my gi guys, I can grab the sleeve. My no gi guys, I just make a hook right here just like this. Now watch. I can push his head up, or, so this is for my no gi guys, push the head up. For my gi guys, I like to slide in, palm down on the other side of the lapel over here. So I get this hand just like that. Now watch, his head is down. I need his head to come up, so I give him a little flip. I flip his head up, and then my leg comes over. Then I take this leg here, I kick the arm out, kick it out of there, and I throw my leg on top. Bring my arms around, head in tight, and stomp. Boom, and it's really tight. So again, one more time over here. So I'm blocking him, I'm containing his body in the pocket. The arm comes across, I dive the hand under, I block him, I make him fight for it a little bit, and then I wait, and I catch it right there. For my gi guys, I go palm down in the collar right here, and I just give it a little flip. As I flip it up, I bring my leg over, and then I kick the other leg, I lock on top, bring my hands through, keep my body nice and tight, and then I stomp. Boom, just like that. One more time. So here we are, he's contained in the pocket. The arm comes over, I know he's going under, so I bring my hand under. I'm ready for him. I wait, oh, there it is. And then look, I can push his head up, flip it, lock it, and then we're in, stomp. Boom, just like that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of the threats and dangers when the top guy's here and I'm on the bottom, okay? So I'm always concerned about paper cutter right here for my gi guys, because that arm starts to come down, he can create pressure. If he gets the other hand underneath, it's really bad. I'm not gonna defend that, that's not good. So I'm okay if they get one hand in, go ahead. One hand is fine, because I can defend one hand. And see what I do, I push him away from my body, because he wants to be loaded up on top of me to choke me. So the second that hand comes in, I try to strip my hips up as high as I can, and I lock against him. He tries to drive into me here, I'm not gonna let him have that space here. And then I can start working on trying to get my guard back from there. The other issue in here is if he starts going after this arm over here, I start turning this way here. I worry about Americanas here, and I worry about him getting my collar right here. Go ahead and get my collar. If he passes my collar, the first thing I do is I block this arm right here, and I kick my leg and I roll right out of there. And I try to get right back into my guard. So again, if I'm here and he forces me to turn and he starts getting my collar, go ahead. I block this arm. I try to get my hands through if I can, both hands. And then I kick and I roll right out of there. Boom, back into my guard. So if he gets my arm here and starts attacking Kimura, I like to dive my other hand under, and I'll put my hands behind my back right here. This helps me a little bit, but it's not perfect. He's not going to be able to lift it up. If he tries to lift up, I try to drive my hip towards my wrist. So if he tries to pull it out, I drive it in here to keep it nice and strong. If he tries to mount me, I keep my hands right here. Now watch, he goes all the way to the mount. Go ahead, mount. I bump, look, hands are under. Give him a little bump. Boom, I'll come out the back door. So the main thing is I'm looking for is if he goes after the paper cutter here, boom. I don't want this other hand to come around, so I got to keep it nice and tight. And I can try to block it here or pushing him down towards my hips here, away from my body, so he can't load his weight up on top of that. If he comes around here, this side here, pass it over, go ahead. No, go back around with the arm. Back the collar here. If he gets it here, look, I'm bringing that hand through it, block right away, and I try to roll my body out and square back up to my guard. If he tries to attack the Americana here, look, I try to bring my arms through here, go ahead. And I fight it here. Look, see how I use my knees, try to get my arm? Boom, look. Uh-oh. And there's our triangle again.